So the movie starts off with Tony Ridinger being interrogated by the government, and they finally stop making him look like a crackhead from the last film. Bro got a crazy glow up as he starts getting questioned about the day when the ground started shaking from Queso doing jumping jacks. And Tony was straight running for his life, cause imagine seeing a rat looking dude emerge from the ground and these cars falling straight out of the sky. Like bro, I would be screaming for help. As Tony crawls under the car and starts spying on the Incredibles family, telling us how he saw Violet in a superhero costume. Now if someone ever catches me in my secret identity, I'ma have to slime you out right then and there. We cannot have any snitches, which is why Rick erases all of his memories from that exact day, knocking Tony out cold. So Mr. Incredible pulls up on the Underminer just for bro to get hit in the face as he tumbles onto the ground, spitting out this rock, giving us this freaky frame. The animators had no reason making Bob's tongue this long, bro. As the Underminer pulls out the TNT explosion and literally starts bombing the entire city, even started aura farming for the Instagram flick. Bro, you are not Homelander. But the Underminer saw all of this cash laying around, and he wasted no time collecting all of these dollar bills, and considering the terrible economy we're in right now, you can't even blame him for real. But then Bob pulls up on the Underminer only for bro to get sucked into the tube, but Mr. Incredible then starts breaking out of there, but peekaboo, right hook, and starts drilling in Bob's face, giving him a crispy jawline. But Bob hits a juicy left only for both of his arms to get grabbed, as he then hits a WWE reversal, sending Underminer flying straight into the control panel. And it was not looking too good for Bob, cause the Underminer then escapes in his little drill machine while my man is still breaking the handle. Like this is how I knew Mr. Incredible might be washed, as Dash tells these civilians to stay back and start sprinting at the speed of light, even saving this old grandma for good PR. We then see this electric train about to have a terrible crash, but no need to fear, cause my goat Frozone is here, freezing this train with his superpowers. But we still have a huge problem, cause the Underminer is still destroying this bridge while Bob is getting run over and squashed like a grape. Like this cannot be the same Mr. Incredible that was fighting Syndrome. He might be getting too old for this. But the Underminer is headed for City Hall as Elastigirl starts stretching her body like she's cheese drink, while Frozone is trying his hardest to keep this drill from causing even more Avengers levels of property damage. But the Incredibles start panicking cause their machine is about to explode, as Violet uses a force field and protects the gang, thinking they just saved the city.
2 hours later.
So then the Incredibles get taken into custody with these two knuckleheads straight crashing out for no reason, saying that everything was their fault, the broken building and all of the money that was stolen from the bank. Like bro, what did they even do?
What did I do?
Just go to the office!
What did I do?
This is exactly why you can't pay me to ever be a superhero. How are you gonna get mad at me for trying to save the city, as if doing nothing was the better option?
If you had simply done nothing, everything would now be proceeding in an orderly fashion.
3 hours later.
The Incredibles family then arrive at this dusty, crusty $12 a night motel, as Rick then tells the family that the superhero relocation program is now shut down due to all of the damages. But the thing that makes me super sad is that Bob can't even relive the glory days from the last movie. He hated working that 9 to 5, and I can't even blame him. Who wants to work a job in the big 2026? Absolutely nobody.
One of us has got to get a job.
What? We're flying to Philadelphia! Oh, hell no! That's hell no!
But then these two get interrupted by a weird noise, and it's our boy Frozone pulling up in the middle of the night, dapping up my boy Mr. Incredible as he gives them some good news, saying that someone might have some superhero work for them.
You know how long I've been waiting for this?
I'm about to make a name for myself here.
And as soon as Frozone showed Bob his super suit, that's how he knew it was time to get out of retirement. Those bills ain't gonna pay themselves, bro. Bob and Par then leave the house thinking that they're slick, only for Violet to notice the suits that they're wearing and immediately become suspicious of them.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Yo, Frozone, you're my biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan.
Y'all know, hold on, wait. Y'all know.
So then the crew pull up at this gigantic mansion, with us getting introduced to Winston Dever, basically the Nick Fury of this universe who's trying to recruit superheroes. So then Winston shows us her sister named Evelyn, and I'm not gonna lie, bro, she's kinda bad. Disney knew exactly what they were doing here. But then Winston gives us some background lore about his father, who was a great human being.
He was the best guy around.
An advocate for superhero causes, even donating money and working alongside the top supers. But everything went downhill when these robbers broke into Unk's house while he was sleeping, and so he immediately called the supers for some assistance, but got no answer from both Gazerbeam or Vironic. And it's safe to say Unk was absolutely cooked in this situation.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So Winston shows the crew that they're gonna gain back the public's trust by implementing body cams into everyone's suits. And I was kinda rocking with this idea until he started little broing my man's Mr. Incredible for literally no reason.
Well, Elastigirl is our best play.
I will never forgive Disney for turning my man's Bob into a literal side character. Really told bro that he's out of his prime, showing Elastigirl statistics in front of his face. Like, man, ain't nobody care about that? But when Elastigirl gets offered the job, she's like,
No, I don't think I will.
2 hours later.
Elastigirl, being a good mother, tells Bob that she cannot become a superhero cause she's got kids to feed. But Mr. Incredible says that he's gonna handle the house while she's gone, and they also need the money cause they're hella broke right now.
And you'll do a great job.
This is Elastigirl. I'm in.
Tomorrow.
We then see the Incredibles move into their brand new $5 million apartment. No more rats and roaches roaming around the hotel and eating chum bucket food. We're living that good life. Like, y'all were really hitting on this movie, even though the soundtrack is S tier. Never failed to impress me.
Here comes Elastigirl, stretching her arms, Elastigirl.
Elastigirl then shows off her new outfit, and I can't lie, it's looking clean. She even got her own signature bike called the Elasticycle. I know Bob was jealous as hell seeing this, knowing he has a smooth $3 in his pocket. Cause imagine pulling up to work, straight aura farming in front of your own fans, and even having your own private jet to go wherever you want to travel. Like, honestly, I'm convinced Winston was just trying to pull Elastigirl. Meanwhile, Bob is just trying to feed the family, doing these dishes, and even trying to teach Dash how to do his math homework. Like, who the hell added alphabets into math?
Okay, Dad.
And honestly, I'm asking the same question. So Elastigirl gets assigned to her first superhero mission to save this train, which is headed in the opposite direction, as she starts dodging and weaving traffic with efficiency, and the cops were being useless like in any other superhero movie. So she decides to stretch out her body, jumping over the traffic as Elastigirl hits this little shortcut, smashing through windows and driving on rooftops like she was straight locked in. Because look at her hitting these clean stunts, hopping from platform to platform. The action scenes in this movie were better than the last one. I do not care. As Elastigirl splits her body, driving outside of the tunnel, activating her parachute. But here's where she throws her bike and flattens presents herself like she's Flat Stanley. She's literally a shapeshifter. As she then peeps the train driver completely paralyzed. Someone please call up Spider-Man to stop this train, as Elastigirl splits the train in half using her gigantic ab body to start holding back the train, as she somehow makes it come to a full stop before dropping to its demise just for the second one to ram right in from behind, barely saving these people. That was a close call, bro. As Elastigirl goes to check up on these NPCs to see if they're alright, finding the train driver waking up in a state of confusion, as we then see a message on the screen.
Welcome back, Elastigirl.
12 o'clock midnight.
We then see Jack start fighting this raccoon who's literally getting attacked by laser beams. How did bro get superpowers? The writers really decided, you know what? Let's give Mr. Incredible no superpowers.
Why?
No money, and just give the baby fire abilities. As we then see Bob awaken from his slumber only to rush in and stop these two from fighting, but Jack then activates these shadow clones like he's Naruto, and Bob was super happy knowing that a little baby is getting more screen time than him. How is this possible? Bob then gets a call from Elastigirl showing how she got put on every single news station for saving civilians on that train. She's basically famous, and look at Bob's face. He was sick of his wife. Like, you better get those papers and file that divorce ASAP. She does not deserve you, Bob, as he turns off the TV.
And on your first night, I am so proud of you. Really.
We then see Violet trying to talk to Tony at school, and he's over here trying to figure out why this stalker put her home address on his locker, not knowing that Tony's memories were wiped away.
Do I know you?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
We then see Elastigirl getting absolutely glazed by this news channel as she hops on live television expecting a normal interview, just for this news reporter to completely start tweaking out.
Screens are everywhere. We are controlled by screens.
Police! Help! Help! Police!
Elastigirl then runs over to the control panel just to see these boys completely hypnotized as she starts skedaddling over to this room, breaking the window, and proceeds to catapult herself into this helicopter like an angry bird. And this pilot must have been off that good dank, because he almost cuts their heads off smooth as Elastigirl hops on this heli, breaking through the window, telling the pilot that the Screenslaver is paralyzing them right now. But Elastigirl starts controlling this chopper as she knocks these three civilians into the water. I'm not even sure they know how to swim, bro. But the helicopter starts going out of control, about to crash land, as Elastigirl saves the ambassador as she then passes out. And I can't even lie to y'all, my wife was really going crazy out there. She might be better than Bob, but don't tell anyone. Violet then starts crashing out on Bob because she realizes that he secretly erased Tony from his memory as she runs up to her room, slamming the hell out of that door. And Bob is a way better man than me, because the way I would have pulled that belt out in a nanosecond getting disrespected like this in my own house. Elastigirl then gets introduced to these wannabe supers who are trying to be just like her with these suits that they bought straight off of Temu, because we really got Wreck-It Ralph and this little owl dude cosplaying as superheroes. Y'all are not slick, bro. We then see Bob and the family pull up at this restaurant as we finally get the most iconic scene in Disney history. Like, I know this was so awkward for Violet. She's trying to hide her face while Bob is giggling. Like, he really thought it was a bright idea to set her up with Tony as she gets to leaving, and I can't even blame her.
Later.
We then see the Screenslaver hijacking the news as Parr then starts tracking down his location like she's Bruce Wayne, as she then slings herself onto this building, hopping on the rooftop. Parr then suddenly hears the Screenslaver from this window right here as she then hops in the building like a stealthy ninja, searching around the place for any possible clues. But then out of nowhere, she gets jump scared by the Screenslaver, and Parr really started fighting with her eyes closed. She was was not built for this. As the Screenslaver starts tasing the hell out of her, but Par punches him, then starts choking him into a mean right hook as she then kicks the Screenslaver, only for her to get electrocuted like crazy. Like, this is the type of pain that Hassan's dog feels on the daily. I feel bad for him.
Dog movement detected. Initiating dog neutralizing procedure.
Elastigirl then starts pummeling the Screenslaver, tossing and ragdolling him on the floor, literally little broing him, as Screenslaver blinds Elastigirl like she just saw KSI's forehead, pushing her, and then he starts hitting the dash, cause bro was really running down those stairs like his name is Usain Bolt. But Elastigirl had that chase down on Hall of Fame like she's a cheetah, finally grabbing the Screenslaver as the building then explodes, and RIP to the people in that building. But when Par pulls off this dude's mask, it's just a regular civilian who looks like he just woke up from a dream, as he then gets arrested by the cops, and I'm not even sure he was the actual Screenslaver.
Tomorrow.
We then see my man's Bob going through it, trying to take care of Jack Jack. Bro looks like he hasn't slept in days with these eye bags. He's a second away from grabbing the milk. As Bob then calls up my boy Frozone, who quickly finds out that this baby is not your normal iPad kid, cause if Jack Jack doesn't get his cookies, he turns into a literal demon. Like, even Frozone realized that he was not built for this, as Bob then pulls up on Edna, the only person who actually knows how to deal with Bob's depression and baby problems. As Edna then tells Bob that he'll take care of Jack Jack, kicking him out the house, and I know he was happy. This is stage 1 of a deadbeat. So then Elastigirl tells Evelyn that beating the Screenslaver was a bit too easy because the dude that the police captured was a Domino's pizza delivery guy. Yeah, I know he was hella pissed getting 20 years in prison for a crime he didn't even do. So Elastigirl, using her 200 IQ, comes to the conclusion that the dude was being controlled by the Screenslaver the entire time because she finds these goggles that were built into the suit, as Evelyn immediately puts the goggles on Elastigirl. And I saw this plot twist coming from a mile away, bro. We all knew Evelyn was the villain all along. I mean, look at her, she just looks evil. We then see Edna design my boy Jack Jack a brand new superhero suit to help control little bro superpowers, and Edna is really a real one cause she did this all at a cost of $0. We then see Elastigirl tied up in this chair, unable to move her arms around, and she looks so disappointed, seeing that Evelyn was the Screenslaver, betraying her trust. But Evelyn's motive for being a villain is pretty simple. You guys remember when her dad died in the house robbery? Well, there was a safe room for their parents to hide inside. But her dad, being extremely stupid, decided to call up the superheroes instead of finding a place to just hide in. Why should I put my trust in superheroes when they can't always be there to save the day?
Later.
Bob then gets an emergency call from Evelyn saying that Elastigirl is in trouble, but this was obviously a huge trap because when Bob pulls up on her wife thinking that everything is normal, he then gets hit with the back door of doom, literally hypnotizing Bob with the goggles. Dash then opens the front door only to see the wannabe supers posted up, telling Dash that he's not safe right now and he's gotta come with them. But you guys must be familiar with stranger danger, bro. I would have slammed that door cause I can clearly tell that you're under hypnosis right now, as my goat Frozone then pulls up saying that he's gonna take care of the kids. But Void got a bit too close with that stinky breath as Frozone uses his freezing, sending them flying back. But it only took a cool 5 seconds for the supers to get out of the ice as they then break into the house, but Frozone starts protecting the kids like a real father, not Bob, as he then starts freezing all of these trash supers one by one. Frozone really deserves his own spin-off movie. Disney, you better be listening. But my boy Dash was just trying to keep the baby safe, running around the house. But then Electric starts beating the absolute crap out of Violet as Brick then starts squeezing Frozone's body like a grape. And I can't lie, the Incredibles are getting cooked right now. But then Frozone boosts himself up, freezes Electric, then buys the kids some time to escape into the Incredibile. But it was just too late as Frozone gets hypnotized by the supers.
2 hours later.
The Incredibles kids then pull up on this gigantic yacht where all the supers are being held captive at, as they then eject themselves onto the boat, as we then see Void teleport right in front of Violet. But she then turns invisible like her name is Danny Phantom and starts bouncing Void around like a basketball, but she was straight locked in, using this fire extinguisher to reveal Violet, then teleports to her, hitting a juicy uppercut as Void then teleports Violet down, slamming her against the wall. Violet, get your head in the game! How are you getting cooked by a bootleg superhero? As she then says, man, get the hell off of me, laying that girl Void out. Dash then somehow ends up losing track of Jack for some reason. Like, my brother, you had one job and still failed at babysitting. But we then see the Incredibles being broadcasted live on television, and Winston's really about to make history. As soon as the Incredibles sign these papers, superheroes will finally be legal again. Dash and Violet then finally find Jack, who's on fire right now. Like, they honestly should have just left little bro in the car. He's really out here making giggling noises, which alerts the wannabe supers entering into this room. Meanwhile, these three stooges are hiding in this vent, praying that nobody finds them, as Crusher then starts squeezing the vent using his telekinesis powers. But peep my boy Jack transforming into this big ab baby like he's queso and squishes these supers. Like my dog, what am I even watching right now? But we then see the Screenslaver start hypnotizing the supers, telling everyone around the world,
We no longer serve you, we only serve us.
Mr. Incredible then tosses this poor sailor, knocking out both of these dudes who were just trying to do their job. They do not get paid enough for this. But the Screenslaver commands Elastigirl to start steering the ship towards the main lane. This woman is crazy, bro. Not even Syndrome would think of something like this. But then out of nowhere, the Incredible kids finally arrive, using a force field to defend themselves. Like, bro, imagine having to fight your own parents. I know some of y'all would love that. But then Jack starts floating towards Elastigirl, using his superpowers to knock off her goggles. And here's where Elastigirl finally comes to her senses, hitting a weave as she then wraps right behind Frozone, taking off his glasses. But then Elastigirl manages to take off Bob's goggles as well, stepping and breaking the device. And I can't lie, Elastigirl is straight carrying the squad right now. But Evelyn was watching this sick to her stomach. She knew her time was over. Elastigirl then starts hugging the kids like a proud mother, but this is not the right time for love and affection, cause the Screenslaver commands her goons to exterminate the Incredibles. As Brick proceeds to punch Bob, breaking his back. I know his old ass felt that one, as Elastigirl punches Void, taking off her goggles. And look at Jack putting in that work as well, literally eating the glasses like a brick eater. Frozone then uses his freezing abilities, sending Reflux onto the ground, taking off his glasses. And bro, tell me why this dude looks like Chum Chum. But then Violet uses Jack as a laser blaster, shooting Screech onto the ground, as Dash then starts kicking the goofy out of this man, then starts running circles around Screech, hitting a finisher.
Fatality.
Brick then starts manhandling Mr. Incredible, but Elastigirl starts choking Big Bro out, out with her stretchy arms as they start jumping this man like it's Jujutsu Kaisen as Bob punches the goggles off of his face. Like, that's what I'm talking about. The Prime Incredibles are back. The Avengers have nothing on them. Winston then realizes that her sister Evelyn was the evil villain all along, literally jumping off of the airplane. He was not taking any chances, as Crusher then starts squeezing Mr. Incredible with these pipes, but he was not gonna let that slide, throwing his pipe at his face, giving him extreme brain damage. Void then uses her teleportation, sending Elastigirl onto the jet, but she completely misses not once but 2 times in a row. Like my dog, you are so trash. Even Hawkeye is more useful than you. But Elastigirl comes in clutch, stretching herself right into the aircraft. But here's where Evelyn starts driving the plane in every direction, trying to make Elastigirl dizzy. Really had her gasping for air, about to pass out. And look at Elastigirl trying to rizz up Evelyn with this light skin face. Me personally, I would have folded right there. Elastigirl then gets kicked away, but she uses this flare gun, sending Evelyn right out of the window as she then flings herself towards Evelyn, saving her. And hey, Elastigirl is a much better person than me, cause I would have let Evelyn drown in that water and let her get eaten by sharks. She does not deserve to be saved. Bob then gets under this big ab boat and starts steering the wing with all of his superhero strength. They finally made Bob do something useful for once in this movie, bro. As Frozone then starts freezing the ship with all of the ice inside of his body, making the ship come to a soft little landing. As we get our happy little Disney ending with the entire city cheering for superheroes as the judge passes a law making heroes legal again. But this psychopath Evelyn finally gets locked up for all of the damage she caused.
Lock 'em up.
Oh man.
Lock 'em up.
As Violet finally gets to hang out with Tony Ridinger and everyone gets a happy ending. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe if y'all want to see me cover Incredibles 3 when it drops. But I'm out, man. Peace.